This is Lizzie from Let Zoe Spoil You.
And Sagira from Sagira Salutes You. And together, we are Newbie versus Weeaboo. Sagira, Newbie.
Lizzie, a Weeaboo.
It's Newbie versus Weeaboo. We're back.
Hey!
Hey, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
When was the last time we did a Newbie versus Weeaboo?
I have no idea.
Definitely before Christmas.
Yeah.
Definitely before November.
Probably.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
We're bad podcasters.
Very bad. Well, life was happening and then the Christmas period happens.
That's
and then,
true.
yeah, life. That's my excuse. Life happened.
The job and the illnesses. And
I was so ill.
And the conventions.
Yeah, and the conventions. And some of the conventions were a little rubbish. So
Not naming any names.
Not naming any names. But yeah, there's some that definitely would never do ever again. It killed our soul a little bit.
Oh, just a bit. I never felt so old in my life.
I know.
But we're back now.
Yeah.
And we're new. We're
Yeah.
trying to fancy ourselves up with a new channel.
Ooh, look at us going professionally.
Our own Newbie versus Weeaboo channel.
Which means we have to definitely actually keep up with releasing videos a little bit more regularly.
Hopefully that'll work. But yes, so Newbie versus Weeaboo 2020.
Yay.
Yay! Shall we crack on?
Okay.
Alright. Shall I give my synopsis?
Oh, yep.
Alright. The synopsis for the first Newbie versus Weeaboo of 2020. Whether it's addiction, obsession, ASAD, high testosterone, or a destructive tendency, the struggle is real.
What an interesting way to describe Project ACO.
Project ACO. What an interesting anime.
This is true classic anime at its best. This is one of the first ones we all watched. The first ones that we all went nuts for. The first one that got turned into a million memes.
Really?
Like, yeah.
I can see why. I mean...
It's just everything. We were like, I remember the first time we watched it, and we were all like, how did they get around the copyright for half of this stuff? Let alone, and you're just like, it was the first proper, like, just nuts thing that we'd all seen, and we all loved it. It was just like the greatest thing ever.
I can see that. It's from the beginning of it to the middle of it, it was like two completely different animes. I didn't see how it went. Obviously, as it goes on, you can get to know it, but I couldn't see how the start of it in space with this huge ship and like wars going on, whatever, is then on to some girls in school. It's like, what? Disconnected.
Yes, the juxtaposition is like, am I watching two? But that's the point. And also, it's so many kind of just false, oh, well, that explains that. And,
yes.
And then you realise, wait a minute. No, that doesn't explain anything.
Yeah, one thing that it didn't explain... Okay, so as it went on, I started to realise the names are Aiko, Biko and Seiko.
Yep.
Only Seiko had anything to do with the ship and stuff, because when Aiko and Biko came along, they didn't care for them, they just wanted them gone.
No, yeah.
So...
Seiko was the princess.
Yes, so...
She's the one that crash landed 16 years ago.
You say 16 years ago.
They're 16.
You say that. They say that they had a war going on since kindergarten.
Yeah, but kindergarten is like 4 or 5.
But it's not. Kindergarten to us is nursery.
Yeah, but that's... Yes, in Japan it is. You don't go to school till about 6.
Because for us it's 4, 3 or...
Yeah.
It's 3 or 4, because when you're in reception class you're in 4.
Yeah.
But even then, she said it's been 10 years since kindergarten.
Well, I think the Americans must have called it kindergarten, but you kind of go... Because they don't go to school till 6-ish.
Right.
So they would have been in... Yeah, right. You go to, like, nursery and stuff once you get to about 3. Do a couple years there, and then you go off into... Yeah. it goes middle school, high school, college, and...
Yeah, to me, it just didn't work out. Because if I'm thinking about it in British terms, yeah, kindergarten would be between the ages of 2 and 3. And then they'd grown up for 10 years, so that'd be 13. So it's not 16, it's 13. So that's why my brain kind of went...
No, they're 16 because they're high school rather than middle school.
Right, okay. It's high school.
I think so. I sometimes get a bit of... But it's not middle school, it's high school.
Right.
Because they are 16 in it. They're meant to be 16.
Okay. Yeah, my mind went a little bit...
Yeah, the kindergarten thing is a bit weird because they wouldn't have been 6 in kindergarten. They would have been in preschool.
Mm.
Which is fine, because, yeah, you go to preschool after you go to... You have preschool first, which There'll be about 5 at preschool.
Right, okay. We'll leave it at that then.
Yeah. I think the thing with that is it's the different school system in Japan versus the Americanization in the dub.
And then British education system as well.
Yeah, exactly. So like, meh.
It is what it is. Okay. I thought that at the very start, the animation was very reminiscent of Transformers. The kind of sharpness of
It is the 80s.
Yes. This
was 1986.
I enjoyed that little reference. Well, it wasn't a reference, it was just similar.
Yeah. Well, Transformers is an anime from the 80s.
Yeah.
So.
I loved it when they went to town for the first time. So after all the spaceshipy stuff, they go to town. And they had a morning announcement that just told you everything.
Oh yeah, exposition announcement going, by the way, it's been 16 years, a crater was left, the city's regrown up, it's got really cool technology because they used the debris from like whatever was crashing. Or...
So if there's any confusion of what was happening, that morning announcement just gave you everything. Even though hopefully the people in the town already knew all that stuff.
Yep. Well, it was for the new transfer students that might have moved into the town.
How many transfer students do they have?
Don't know.
Why don't we get that? Why don't we get a history of Bath every start of September?
For the transfer students.
For the transfer students.
They go to this new school.
With Seiko, the fact that she was so annoying, like it's normally with cartoons and stuff, when there's an annoying character, I don't find them that grating. She was so grating.
She's very grating, especially with the dub. I mean, I originally watched it dub. Rewatching it dub, I kept thinking, I wonder what this sounds like in the sub.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to hear the sub now.
I feel like that voice would
I've got the sub, my laptop.
Okay.
So you can stop and listen to a bit of it and then go back, because I was like, I think some of this doesn't sound as good as I remember it, because she has that really whingy voice. But she is meant to be like an absolute crybaby. Just a bit of a special case, really.
Special case.
It's all very silly. I think we're not meant to like try and analyse it in any intelligent manner.
Well, it's like Biko and her obsession. The way that they drew it and filmed it and everything, it was like they were romanticising this obsession, and it's like, no, it's creepy. Don't make it romantic. Don't make people want to have stalkers.
No.
It's not romantic. It is very... And even though she was like, she will be my friend. Yeah, friend. Inverted commas. Yes, that's
every
what
time
you
she
want.
saw her in soft focus and her beautiful eyes and her laugh is so adorable and I feel it in my heart. That's apparently your breast.
Yes, exactly. Give that a quick squeeze when I think about her. You know, it's like, if you love her, you love her. Like, you know, don't deny yourself.
No.
By pretending that you want to be friends, you know.
Yeah.
And the fact that she bullied her when they were in kindergarten, it's like, that's that typical, I like you, so I'll pull your hair.
Yeah. No,
You
she
know?
totally fancied TK.
Totally. I always find the water effects in anime amazing. When they had her sit in the pool obsessing, and they had all like, it was like stars but not stars coming out of the waterfall, and the reflections and all that. I love water effects in anime. I think they just capture it so
They
well.
do water very beautifully. I also do like that even in an action comedies there's the obligatory, we must have a shower scene or a bath scene. You cannot have this about the girl in a bath.
You have to have some sort of naked water scene.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is the law.
It is the way of things. After the water scene, they went to the cinema. And I know that Japan have a special place for KFC, but...
This predates the special case for
Really?
Yeah.
The Colonel?
Okay, it was at the time, because it was the 80s and Japan was doing super well and the bubble hadn't crashed, so they were like, oh, our economy is great and stuff. So it's a slight dig at America commercialisation. So Americans wanted to start setting up chains in like Japan and stuff, and I think probably at the time KFC was like, yeah, we're going to set up KFC, and Japan loves using soft power but it hates the bit of soft power used against it.
Right.
So it was a bit like, it's like, oh yeah, the Colonel's now a horror. It's like, oh no, because that's a little bit of a dig at the whole like, oh no, commercialism, no. Which is ironic now, because obviously KFC is where you go at Christmas and is a big deal.
And also they've got that dating sim.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I can't wait to play that. I love you, Colonel Saunders. Yeah, can't wait to play it. And also, he's got a recognisable mascot that's not, they wouldn't get as sued for him as if Ronald McDonald had turned up.
Yes, true.
No, I mean, it's another one of those things around, because it looks enough like the Colonel for it to go, oh, it's the Colonel, but at the same time, was it, old white guys called the Colonel wouldn't have been unheard of, and therefore could be the best mascot ever for, like,
Yes.
Americans trying to, like, get in on Japan and go, oh, we're going to set up our businesses here in Japan, going, oh no, God, no, not the American chains ruining, like, our Japanese youth. Brilliant.
Do you like a KFC when you go to Japan?
Oh, yes. They do. KFC in Asia is always better than in the West, but yeah, it's quite fancy.
How's it different?
Chicken's more succulent. It is. The chicken is more succulent. It's just got more flavour in the actual meat. They're not afraid to use more of the grey meat, so like legs and thighs and stuff. And the seasoning is more tasty.
But I thought the seasoning was like a thing, like a staple of KFC.
Yeah, it still tastes better, and I think the seasoning reacts better with the moistness of the Asian chickens. I think most Asian chickens aren't battery. They just taste better. Just taste better.
See, I can't input in this because I don't eat chicken. Not vegetarian, just don't like it.
Asian chickens do taste nicer.
I'll have to ask around.
Yeah.
Which is better? You say something. I feel like I'm jumping around a lot here.
I know, yeah. I remember when we all first watched it, and I mean, it was just nuts, and we all really enjoyed it. I have to say that watching it now, it's slower than I remembered. At the time of watching it, it was all action, action, action. This one, it could have done with a bit of editing. It could have sped up the first act a little bit to get to all the cool stuff later, because the action scenes are really awesome. I did like that, again, because it was set in the 80s, the city is all meant to be a representation of what Japan was at the time, you know, cutting edge, futuristic, loads of money, everyone was rich and amazing before, like, you know, 1989, when it all went a bit wrong. So it was in that period. Again, it's very much 80s anime, with the hairstyles having the bigger, like, front coif on a lot of the girls, and just like the music's fantastic.
Love
like
80s.
80s, yeah, and
electric
then and all the like the mechas and the robot designs and stuff, very much part of the scene at the time. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I was very pleased watching it, and certain things I'd forgotten. Probably haven't seen this anime in over 20 years. And I was like, oh, I'd forgotten that twist.
Yeah.
And that was quite good.
Because, of course, spoiler, I mean, this whole podcast is a spoiler, but
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiler, that all the men are actually women.
Yes.
When she has a little gang behind her, Biko, and they're
Yeah.
watching Sika, she's like, she will be mine.
Yeah.
All that. They're all quite manly,
Yeah.
a little group of people. So were they anything to do
No.
with the ship, or just
No,
had
there was a race of man-headed, female-bodied aliens,
Right.
Because they thought it would be funny for the reveal to be, ha, now I have boobies, even though I've got a man face and a man voice. The other ones were just regular humans. I always thought they'd got the wrong princess, and it should have been that Mari girl was clearly the princess.
For sure.
But no, she was just one of those. There's also a staple within like animes of the really butch man girl. I mean, it's not as common nowadays, but there used to be kind of one of those more butcher female characters, especially if you've got anything set in an all-girls school. You have to have the butch one that's always really offended if you go, oh my God, you're so butch. What do you mean I'm so butch? And you're like, even though I'm going to grunt like a boy when I'm doing anything. What? It's just, this one is pure comedy. So everything is done just to be silly.
No, I do like it. It's very good.
Very, yeah.
I enjoyed this one. I'm having a really hard time today. I don't know if it's because I'm on the verge of a cold.
I remember when I was younger, when I first watched this one, I had such a crush on Biko.
That was what I was going to say. Yes, it surprised me for the first time that Biko wasn't a boy. Because normally you see a character like that and you're like, oh, it's a girl, and then the man voice comes out and you're like, oh, it's just a very feminised boy, okay. Yeah. But this time a woman's voice came out, I was like, oh, it's actually a girl.
It's actually a girl.
That was more surprising than if it was a boy.
But it was an all-girls school, so...
Well, I didn't get that at the start.
No. But no, Biko's definitely female.
Oh,
like,
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I had a crush on her like nobody's business, because she was all bossy, and then she was all a not much, and then I just like the like...
Oh, yes.
Oh, down! And one more time, down!
Get down, girl.
Get down, girl! Stiletto punch! And I was like... Well, I've got weird taste.
Yeah, her mecha suit, that's not really a mecha suit. More of a mecha bikini.
A mecha bikini, but you know, it's anime. Of course a power suit was going to be made of nothing. It's all the weird fibre optics that like keep her super strength. My reflexes are now so much better. There's not even any suit around your thighs. So how your thighs and your hands have got super powered.
Also, she spent all that time making these huge, massive robots, and at the end of the day, the most powerful thing was this tiny bikini. So it's like, just skip to the bikini, girl.
No, she had to go through all...
No!
No, because they had to go through the various... Because it's homage to old school, like, the Mecha series. So it had to go with the robot, then it was the car, the Transformer car, so it had to go do the homage. Then it was like the proper Gundam-style giant piloted mechs. So you had to go through all of those for the final boss to be, haha, it's just me in a metal bikini. You know, it's kind of the joke.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what it was. I felt like the three girls, they all embodied different skill set sort of thing. So Aiko was strength, because she was strong and fast and everything. Biko was intelligence, because she was constantly creating and making. And Seiko was emotional, because she... Because she's just so emotional.
Yes.
So I felt like they were all covering something. And that's why I thought they were related in some way. Like, they made this kind of Triforce of ladies or something, but no.
No, it's literally, they are the embodiment of cliches, or what do you call it? They're just like the archetypes of, like, you get the clever one, the strong one, the emotional best friend one. They're just staples of...
But the fact that all their names are the same, it's not a coincidence. They can't have these special powers.
I think I don't think it's used in Japanese anymore, but it used to be, like... the pronoun that meant girl. So it's literally girl A, girl B, girl C are their names.
Fab.
I know. And it's like, you kind of get why, like, Seiko is like girl C, because she's an alien, so she probably had a weird name. And then obviously Aiko is like, oh, well, she's girl A. And I'm like,
she's the protagonist.
Yes.
And Biko was the antagonist.
Yeah, so.
And Seiko was there.
Being the best friend stroke love interest stroke in the butt. But I do like it, because you watch it and you're like, you spend the entire thing thinking, okay, Aiko is the aliens, and then it's like, no, Aiko is not an alien. Aiko has nothing to do with this alien invasion. She just happens to be there.
And same with Biko's obsession, because when you first see her, you think that she's obsessing over Aiko.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, no, she wants Seiko. It's like, why would you want Seiko?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I'm like, why would you want that? But then again, that's the joke. All this entire movie is just expectations, and like, okay, no, really, like, every expectation you have for it, it goes off in a tangent so random that you're like, how did that even get there? But
exactly, it was very
good for the whole time going, so why is Aiko superpowered? And then when you do find out why she's superpowered, you're like, again, how did you get away with that?
Why was she superpowered?
She's Superman's kid.
When does it say that?
When they go down, and Lois Lane has got the blanket that she's flicking.
Yeah, because I saw the S on the
on the red, and then he's reading the Daily Planet,
right.
And then he looks up and you see his shades, and it's a little, and he winks.
Okay, that was so quick, I missed it.
I thought
I saw the S with the. So I thought Superman. I didn't associate it with the fact being Superman.
Yeah, because she's Lois Lane, he's Superman.
Right.
I don't know how they ended up with a mental ADHD case redhead, but they'd apparently left America and settled here.
Fair enough.
And then did nothing about alien invasion.
No, absolutely didn't help it. They were like, Aiko's got this.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's Biko's excuse? Because Aiko is Superman's daughter, Seiko is an alien princess, Biko's
the child of someone who's super, super rich and really smart and invents exosuits. Lex Luthor!
Oh!
Don't you know anything about you idiot?
I didn't think I wanted any of this.
Super maniacal, obsessive. You know how Lex Luthor is so obsessed with Superman that he will just take over the world so.
I'm the newbie, leave me alone.
Yeah, but that's just some basic DC knowledge shit there. It's not even knowledge of anime. That's just who do we know that's related to Superman that's really rich and really smart that makes exosuits to fight him and is really obsessive?
Oh, I was watching it for the, from surface value, not looking deeper into the lore and being, oh yes, it's totally a rip-off of Superman.
But a comedy. It's all about taking the piss out of America.
Well, I got some of that, but still.
You don't get any more American and patriotic than yes,
Superman. Oh, I apologise. You're clearly upset about
I
it.
can't believe you missed that he was When did they say he was Superman? When she was doing the flag and Clark Kent is holding
Clark Kent. Just so
Clark
bad.
Kent was literally reading the Daily Planet, and it looks up and he looks like Clark Kent.
Oh.
It looks like
Did he
him.
have a moustache?
No. Oh, you are special.
I should be in this.
Yeah, you are now Deco. The one who just doesn't get what's going on.
The one who's just enjoying herself.
Yeah, you're happy in the corner. I'm Eco for exasperated. I'm just a stressed one in the corner going, how did you not get these references?
Oh, leave me alone, you bully. What should we give it out?
Well, it's got to be, was it Kamuhari missile? Not more Kamuhari missiles, how do you pronounce it? That was amazing.
How many
Still.
Kamohari missiles do you want to give it?
Purely for how dumb you were, I'm giving it like 4, just because it stumped you way more than I thought it would. I mean, it's a comedy. It's all about. It's taking American culture. It's going, woo, Japan is great. It's also just throwing all the cliches from anime in it. Like, it threw every single. There's all the tropes are there. And then it was just like, da 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 da. They're also female-bodied man-head aliens. Because why not?
I'm giving it a 5 because I enjoyed myself, even if I didn't get references. Well, if anybody wants to enjoy Project Aiko, you can watch it on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
And would you think Crunchyroll would have it?
No, it's not. Crunchyroll's no good for the classics. But luckily, people now upload them, so that's pretty good.
That's good. So we watched the sub version.
Yes, I wanted a comparison.
Yes, it's interesting.
Yeah, see, because I watched this when it first came out on VHS in the UK, I'd only ever seen the dub, and that was all around. And I never rewatched it with the subs because I just never did, because...
Well, you assume that they'll be similar, but they're not.
Ooh! I wish I'd watched the subs sooner. It's way better.
It is. It sounds better.
Their voices all make much more sense. Yeah, Seiko's voice is way not as annoying. She's actually cuter.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, she's quite cute. Oh, in the dub, you're not sounding cute. You're just a pain in the bum. This one, you're like, you're cuter. But there is a massive... for a start, the subs don't think you're an idiot.
Me personally?
You personally? Well, anyone watching it, the dub just assumes you're an idiot. Because there's loads of moments when no one's actually speaking and the dub puts lines of like dialogue in there, which weren't there. I never realised that bit when they're watching a film and a horror movie and the dude comes out of the shadows, the kid just screams and run off. No one shouts Colonel.
No.
So whoever dubbed it decided that he looked like the Colonel and decided to make it obvious, we'll scream Colonel. Because they thought it'd be funny. So, whether or not it's still a dig at the culture is now slightly more debatable, because...
Either that, or as you were saying when we were watching it, it was obvious to the Japanese audience, but not so obvious to the American audience or the Western audience.
Yeah.
So they had to make it clear, this is the Colonel.
This is the Colonel. They are taking the mickey out of the Colonel.
Because let's face it, it looks a lot like
It looks like the Colonel. It's like, it's an old white dude with the beard and the white suit.
Yeah.
Coming out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Like, even the cane, it looks like the Colonel. There's no way it's not. But I think they were trying to be more subtle about it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the dub really doesn't like subtlety.
No. Whereas when she came through the window and she saw Seiko sat there with her eyes wide open, there was loads of talking in that, and then when we watched it back, there was nothing.
No, she doesn't say anything. She literally bangs on the window, she's a bit worried, and then she goes in, and she goes, Seiko, are you okay? And then you hear her snoring, and Biko's like, oh, have they drugged you? And she's like, oh, sorry, I cried so much I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I literally cried myself to sleep.
But then in the dub version, while she was staring, she's like, oh, are you asleep? Oh, they drugged you. Oh, no. And then she's going on and on about things that could have happened. And she wakes up and she says, oh, I must have cried so much I went into shock. Like,
No, you just cried yourself to sleep. It's funnier and subtler. And it's like there was a whole conversation, like, Biko's out the window kind of going, why are eyes so blank? And she's staring off into space. And then the first thing she goes, oh my God, she's dead. No, she's unconscious. No, they've drugged her. She's been hypnotised. And it's like, no. She literally breaks in and goes, Seiko, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh, sorry. I was asleep.
Yeah.
Ah.
You really didn't need as much talking as
It's like,
we make it out it needs. It's
Yeah.
And it's a lot better when it's like that, because it's like giving time for you to process what is happening.
Yeah.
Rather than it's shouting at you going, this could have happened, this could have happened.
And it's actually much funnier, the idea of her, she literally just cried herself to sleep. And it's like, well, that makes sense, because all she's done is cry through this thing. No wonder she's just suddenly, like, passed out.
And then the other bit where what we looked at was when she was having the fight in the playground with the...
Oh, with a Murray.
Yes.
Yes. Holy moly. So in the dub, Seiko goes, oh my goodness, you're such a big boy. And then Murray recalls going, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl as well. And then that's how that decides when she's going to hit. In the Japanese, no talk of gender.
No.
Mari was never not a girl. Seiko turns up, sees Mari and goes, is Eiko here? And Mari's just like, shut up, you've got 7 seconds to live, and to threaten her, because the whole plan was to threaten her and scare her a little bit. But then Seiko just starts playing freaking
rock, paper, scissors.
And then Mari gets stressed out and decides to actually hit her.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense than her getting upset because she was mistaken for a boy. Because I'm like, I mean, maybe the humour at the time, but it turns out, like, well, it's not Japanese humour, that, like, being mistaken for a boy never crossed their mind.
Yeah.
That's just a character. She's a girl. She just happens to look masculine.
So, sub, very different to dub.
Yes.
So if you want two different versions of the same thing,
Yeah.
go watch both.
Go watch both. The dub is still very amusing and silly.
Yes.
It's just now seeing the sub, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. The other thing I was really interested about is the way they sold the captain's alcoholism. In the dub, she was forever going, I want a drink, where's my drink, where's my drink, I'm drunk, blah, blah, blah. And the characters were going, oh my God, she was drunk. In this one, it's just really subtly, like, throw the bottle, oh no, I'm out of booze.
Well, no, when she threw the bottle, she said, oh, I wanted to savour this moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so it wasn't even a talk of, I want to get drunk.
No.
It's, I want to enjoy this moment with a glass of wine.
Yes, and then, literally the reason that she's going a bit wiggy at the end is because she didn't have another drink of wine, she's sobered up, and she's a bit like, oh God, no, the booze has run off, I need another drink to get over this situation, and that's it. It's just such and it's so much more subtle rather than, like, screaming about needing a drink all the time.
Like
And
you.
Yeah, like me, basically. It's like, I need a drink to get over the situation. Like, solution to everything, there we go. Really bizarre that the original version doesn't bring anything up about people's genders and problems. There's just these are just things that are happening.
Yeah, it's just things that people go through.
Yeah, and Biko comes across as a lot more smarter.
Yes. Yes, she's not as...
She's not like, why would you automatically think she's dead was your first option? Oh, because it wasn't. It was the dubbers' decision that thought you were a dum-dum. The dubbers were being dum-dums. So weird. So weird rewatching it like that. Fight scenes are still awesome.
Yes, the fight scenes.
I do like the fight scenes.
They are very good. Although I do love it that they smash up half the school and she goes, let's get away from the school so we don't smash it up. It's like, bit late.
Yeah, the amount of property damage and the death toll in this is insane. No one mentions it. They all just get over it. I'm pretty sure, like, the entire space fleet got wiped out.
And again, like, it's amazing how quickly everything gets rebuilt.
Yeah.
And the next day, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Hey, look at our
We've
school.
just fixed it all in this ideal world.
Although in that, because it was all done in the same day, so the school basically got rebuilt that afternoon.
Yeah. Somehow, something came in and magically fixed it all.
That great anime logic.
Yeah.
Always go there.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
While we're finishing up, is there anything you'd like to promote? Anything coming up for you?
Well, we've got conventions coming up.
We do have conventions coming up. What's the first one? Brighton.
No.
No, it's not. It's
We've got conventions coming up. We have got LFCC Spring.
LFCC Spring, that's the first one.
That's the 29th of Feb.
Yeah, that's at the London Olympia.
Yep.
Yep, cool.
Then the next weekend, I think it's the 8th of March, I've got MinamiCon.
MinamiCon.
Yeah.
Is that for your book?
No, that's where I'm doing a panel.
She's doing a panel.
Yes, that's what I'm
She
doing.
has so much going on, I can't keep up. Just like Project Eiko.
Yes.
I can't keep up.
I've got a panel on, homoeroticising masculine male characters in anime.
So would this be quite a good one to show?
I'm doing Golden Kamuy and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Then the following weekend, which I think is the 13th or the 14th of March, I'm at Eroticon.
And that's to help your book.
I'm doing a panel.
And your book.
Yes, I'm not selling it today. I'm there promoting and networking for my book, but I'm there doing a panel on catering for female desire within Japanese creative industries.
Okay, and your book is Song of the Night, which is also available on Amazon.
Yep. And if you're in the UK, it's Waterstones as well.
Yes, it's on,
nice.
on Waterstone, in Waterstones.
Yes. Then the weekend after that, we're in Brighton.
And then Brighton. Right, we won't go on anymore because we've got a whole year that we could go through.
Well, then, because the next, that's just March. Because next weekend we've got Bath Comic Con.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just March.
That's just for March, yes. Lots going on for you.
Yeah.
Not so much for me. I'll be at home drawing my ass off.
Yeah, we go.
But yes, and there should be more Newbie versus Weeaboo, hopefully. We're going to try and strive to get these out more than we did last year.
Yes.
Because we failed.
We failed. And I have so many things to show Sagira.
Yeah.
Hopefully one's... I mean, if this is the one that she got stumbled over, I can't wait for you to see something like Paprika. Holy moly, that's going to be interesting. Here's Satoshi Kon. Like, I mean, he survived Perfect Blue.
I did.
But Paprika's oh, goodness. Or Gyo Tokyo Fish Attack. That's going to blow your brain. Can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be hilarious.
Okay, so if you want to look up more about me, you can find me on Instagram, where it says...
If you want to know more about Sagira, go to her Instagram, whiwhich is not Blair, Blair, Blair.
It's not. It's just Cats13 if you want to see my art. Or you could go to baby_... No. baby_girl_Luna if you want to see from my cat, Luna.
Oh, Sagira's doing well this episode. Right.
It's the first one back.
You've got a head cold, I've got a head cold. If you would like to know more from Let Zoe Spoil You, obviously there is my YouTube channel for my work.
Oh, I have a YouTube channel too.
She also has a YouTube channel.
So give us a YouTube.
We both have Twitter accounts.
Yeah, so-
Yours is...
My Twitter is... What is my Twitter?
_Neek87.
Thank you.
I have a writer's Twitter for my writing and research, which is Let Zoe Spoil You. And I have an art Twitter for my arting, which is Zoe_Let. I also have Instagram, Let Zoe Spoil You. Tumblr, Let Zoe Spoil You. Redbubble, NUMONDAY. Ko-fi. Patreon.
I have many more too, but I can't right now.
Just find Let Zoe Spoil You and you'll find things.
I'll put links in the description and then you can find us that way because I'm done apparently. I just can't anymore.
You're going to need to put this one into a corner. It's brilliant.
Okay, so from a Weeaboo. From a Weeaboo.
I know, I'm just still laughing at you. I was just thinking...
Do the sign off, let me finish please.
So, from a Weeaboo to... What are we doing?
From a Weeaboo is Johnny. Your goodbye.
Oh, I'm saying goodbye. I was like, what am I doing? Okay, it's now my turn to be tense. So, from this Weeaboo, it's time to say Johnny.
And from a newbie, it's bye.